Hi. Hi, everybody. Link, Lloydie, Sci-Fi Brony, Polly.
Everybody's
Stacey
here on a
Lloydie.
Saturday.
Wait, is there an echo? Is that legit? Oh, no.
Well,
Wait.
we knew this was going to happen one day.
Eventually.
Yeah. Today's the day.
This is the day.
This is
It's
it.
not. I don't think it's me. Wait. Lloydie, you dick. What do you mean, no?
I don't know what's happening now.
You cannot even joke about echoes
Oh, no.
to audio nerds. Like, we are so done with
Well,
echoes.
we've
and
had some
nonsense.
pretty major troubleshooting since upgrading a couple of boards.
Yeah. Some problems that we still haven't fixed ahead of doing any gaming that we go live with that we'll have to figure out eventually.
Thank you, communications
Thank you,
officer.
Wait, what do you mean for better or worse?
I'm gonna eat this now.
Oh.
Happy Halloween, everyone! Happy
I'm gonna eat this.
November,
It's called a Dinky Decker.
Do you feel the same way that I feel? Like that your candies are very strangely named. Do you feel that the same way about the U.S. candy?
Differently named. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Can you just go ahead and read that one out loud for the audience at home?
So the actual name of this candy, the full-sized one, is a double decker. And
That's not what you're eating.
And this is a Dinky Decker. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, honestly, it is. Yum, yum, yum.
No, we've never had any problems.
Oh, never.
I know that was
Never,
directed to
never.
Ian, but
Yeah. Never any problems.
Our show runs perfectly.
Flawlessly. Every time.
I mean, we're actually not an entire 24 hours late.
Right? This isn't a perfect example of that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Oh, Ruthie. Ruthie's like,
Hell, yeah.
good choice.
Double deckers, top notch, and my mum's favourite. I don't think Aaron was a big fan when I gave him one because they kind of have a chewy nougat centre ish. Kind of, that I don't think he appreciated. He likes to suck on. So, have you ever heard how Aaron Dicer, fellow CinemaSins person and Strange New Worlds lover,
Danae's best friend, yes.
Danae's best friend, Ian's best friend, how he...
Whoa. You can't steal my best friend.
Yes, I can. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird.
Actually,
You think I shouldn't, but I can.
You really did. Like you swooped in.
Swoop in. It's like, we best friends now? Because I mentioned Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. Do you know how he eats chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just describe how he eats chocolate.
He unwraps it, puts it on a table, leans over the top of it, and just licks it till it's gone.
Very
It's really
close.
weird.
It's very... It's not... That's not far off what he actually does.
No, he likes to suck it.
Yeah. He sucks it. So he broke off like a little chunk of like Cadbury's dairy milk because you can put it into squares. And he just explained it to me. I just put it on the roof of my mouth and then occasionally I'll lick it every now and again. Who the fuck eats chocolate like that?
I do that with it depends on the chocolate, but I do that with some chocolates.
So you don't bite at all?
Aaron is more consistent that way.
Yeah.
It depends on the chocolate. It depends on the candy for me.
No biting. Every single candy is the same to him.
Yeah, he
everything
loves
is a
it.
sucker.
He wants it to last.
Yeah, he wants it to, and I get that logic. But I was like, what you're getting is a coating of liquid chocolate over your gums, teeth, everywhere.
How is it different?
Because I feel like the chocolate is localized when you bite it into one place. But it's it's in your mouth for so long.
It's still so there's like you pop it up in the roof of your mouth and then you're just kind of like a baby is nursing off of mom's teeth. You're just
literally that is exactly how he does it. Yep.
Yeah, you just kind of suck on it and then it just goes on the tongue down in to into the throat and down the stomach to be deliciously but it coats the tongue, whereas I feel like if you chew it, it's just getting more places technically, but it's also in the saliva as well. So it's not like there's no way to get it. I just think it's interesting. You're like, it gets everywhere if you do it this way. And I think it's the same.
No, I think it's more. I think his wife agreed. Like we were there just like munching chocolate and Aaron's just like sucking on the same piece. I'm like, you're a psychopath.
He is not. It's brilliant. It makes it last longer. I do that with Junior Mints. Almost every single time. I can't just chew a Junior Mint. They're the perfect size to just pop up on there for the mouth and just suck.
Which ones are Junior Mints?
Those are the ones that have like a minty kind of creamy center. And then they're just once dipped into a dark chocolate. So it's a very thin chocolate exterior. Yeah. And it's kind of just like it's gooey.
So
it goes up there nicely.
We don't have those.
Exactly.
We have a square version that's called After 8. And it is basically a 2-dimensional square with that liquid mint fondant inside.
We have some of those too.
Yeah. After 8s are delicious.
They're so yummy.
Have you played the game where you put it on your face and then you've got to wiggle it down your face and then get it in your mouth without... Yeah. That's a great one to do with
That's not
kids.
a game.
Yeah.
That's a prank.
Yeah, that too. Both things can be true.
My board is totally frozen, so
oh, interesting.
I think we'll just like proceed as if everything is totally fine, since obviously it's still working right now. So
I'm still getting stuff from you on my end, so that's good.
Okie dokie.
As long as we can hear you, I mean StreamYard will be recording it as well. Yeah, we're just playing games, just playing games with chocolate. Do you know what we call sprinkles over here? You know the sprinkles that you put on cakes?
Dollops.
No. Keep guessing.
Sneezes.
Got some sneezes on my cake? Nope.
Chunks.
No, but I like it.
Okay. Crispy bits.
Not everything is crisps.
I know. Once I said it, I was like, oh, I have to add more. Did you hear how I stumbled? I was like, crispy bits.
Bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we call them hundreds and thousands.
Well, that's glitter.
I mean, what are sprinkles if not cake glitter? There is no argument to that. It just is.
Yeah, that's it. That was good. I'm sorry.
This was the saddest thing that happened in the background of us talking. Reese's walked into the room, snooted around, did one circle, and then sat down. He's like, I guess this is technically raised above the floor, the rug, so it will do as a bed.
Buddy, you want to come say hi? Come here.
Oh, he does not need to be asked once, does he?
No. I'm so sweet. I wish I could show his face easier.
Oh, him's little face.
Where's my bed?
So one of the reasons I was mentioning that the board is messed up is because I can't play music, and maybe I can, and then I'll experiment with which pot.
Oh wait, I can do that. I can.
What is happening?
Oh,
What's happening?
I wanted to full screen the doggo.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Is that's one of them we have. That's an option. I don't like it.
I think we did this one on repeat. But yeah, because my board's messed up, I cannot turn it down.
We have some.
So I'll have
we
to
have
say
some
no.
walk noises. Hi, Slab. Man, I
Hi,
would love a
guys.
dog for the camera. Oh my goodness, I would love it. Just two doggos talking Star Trek. Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Okay, this is all that exists now. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Just this dog cuddle. Look at that. Oh, he's
now
in your
now
neck.
he's clinging.
Yeah. It's adorable.
I'm really sorry about your bed.
You know, you could just stream your
Can
dogs.
you forgive me?
Can you forgive me, the papas? Can you forgive me? Can you?
Keep breathing up my nose. Yes.
He's getting a massage right now.
Currently shaving down your mini poodle. What's that as an exercise?
That's brave. You do your own shaving? It's amazing. Okay, good job.
I've seen a picture of what happens when you do the grooming on the
Shut up.
dogs.
That was an extreme situation. I was using a ball trimmer too.
Yeah, you were. I'm sure you've shown that picture on the morning DNA.
I'm sure I have. That was an extreme circumstance. The dogs needed to go to the groomers. Pandemic just kicked off. Nobody was going anywhere. The mats are all over the poor dog, miserableness. I don't have a shaver. And this is before you could like have your groceries delivered like it was a normal thing. And I didn't know what to do, but I did have what's the Manscaped
Yeah.
lawnmower 2.0 that had been sent to us as part of a promotional item so that we could potentially have an ad and like an ad relationship. And so they had sent this in, and it's like this company is like, you'll get the closest shave to your balls that you've ever gotten. And I was thinking, and it's not gonna hurt you in your sensitive foldy bits. And so I was like, okay, that sounds like it would be a safe thing to do with a puppy. And it was. There was no nicking, there was no bleeding, there was no cutting, but it was the closest shave to skin.
Yeah.
I just took all the fur off of the dog, and man, once you start on that path, there's no coming back.
Unless you turn him into a lion, that's it.
Yeah, I did not.
Oh. Paulie just shared a picture of his poodle to the Discord.
Hi, Katrar.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
This dog is so happy to be shaved.
Oh, JCD, that's a bummer. I'm so sorry about your lawn.
Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. What lawn are we talking about? Wait.
It was a joke.
It takes
I'm pretty
so
sure it
long.
was just a joke.
Takes so long. Also,
Oh, bye, Phil.
yeah, thanks for coming in to share your emotional manipulation sin. I love that.
1,000
I
sins
completely
due to lack of
agree.
communication, not very neurodivergent friendly. What do you mean? What did we do?
Because, like, no, during the episode. That's what they did. Sometimes people don't like to communicate and don't judge people for being bad at communicating.
I was like, we did communicate that we were changing our lifetime. I'm so sorry, Phil.
No, that's the guilt we hold. We assume everything is about us changing the time. Yeah.
That is just being a human. Everything
Yeah.
exists in your own universe.
Uh-huh.
You can share the puppy pic here. Why are you yawning already? It's so early.
Me? I haven't yawned. I didn't just yawn.
Did you guys have a different experience than I just did?
I think I just exhaled a lot, right?
Was that not a yawn?
I don't think so.
God, I want to go back and watch our own show.
Yeah, let's just go into Twitch or YouTube and just take a minute, pull up the stream inside this stream, go back in time and
12
and
seconds.
play it. Yeah.
I thought you just went, look, you're doing it right now.
What are you talking about?
That was on
What do you mean?
purpose.
Yeah, that was
on
a deliberate one.
purpose, you jerk.
Streamception.
we are going to be covering Captain's Pod, not Captain's Pod, Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 3, some kind of thing going on.
This is what Danae's hair looked like earlier, which is what you'll find out.
So irrelevant. Nobody
It's what you'll
knows.
find out in the
Nobody cares.
outtakes.
You did yawn. Thank you.
I don't think I yawned.
You did though.
I don't.
You absolutely yawned.
I reject your reality and substitute my own. I've been living in a pocket dimension for a long time now, where everything is smaller, so it may have just seemed like it to you. Here is a beautiful puppy.
Sense. You haven't even like
sense.
properly like.
You're anathema.
Wow. This show is going to be very interesting today, everybody.
Look at the puppy. Look.
Here I was thinking that we could just wrap it up quickly and play some Baldur's Gate, but maybe it's just like, let's go. Let's get out of here.
You know what I mean? Yeah? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Do
my
ya?
God, look at him.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That
you know what I'm
smile.
saying?
Like we're in the soul of the dog at this point.
I love you.
Wow. Yipes. I think I have to restart my computer. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, my unfortunately there's some weird stuff going on. And I think I'm gonna have to restart to fix it.
Okay, you can restart and then, yeah, that shouldn't affect anything on my end, really.
Okay.
Oh, I just got, whoa, sorry, my cursor's here on the screen, but it's on my second monitor. So I tried to scroll down, it disappeared. I was like, whoa. I think
Yeah,
I'm
there's
going to be
something
restarting.
weird. There's something pretty strange going on with my computer right now. So it's not a cursed stream. We're through Halloween. We're through
No,
it
we're not.
all.
Wait.
Okay. Yeah, you cursed us. That's Sci-Fi Brony's fault right there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna
It's not cursed. Are you positive?
No.
Good.
No.
Oh, she's gone. She's actually gone this time. Let's turn that off.
So, how have you been, everyone? How's it going? Ian's good. Ian has prepared a lot of images this week that he won't be able to use because I banked quite heavily on this referencing the TNG episode Evolution a lot. And it didn't, really. So these lovely images that I have referencing Evolution that were going to be like, here's the origin of the nanites. There was a professor, his name was Dr. Kelso, and he was studying a weather phenomenon in space, and then Wesley unveiled some nanites, and he fucking killed them. But I'm not going to need to share any of that, because that's irrelevant. So, yeah. That would suck. I could, but then that's just you watching me search for images, photoshopping them into the template. It's not going to be a great live show. Yeah, you see what I put down, Dr. Kelso? You don't remember that episode? Yeah, no, he fucking killed, without like spoilers or anything. He walks in and just like kills them all because this living being is getting in the way of his science experiment. Yeah. Cooled on account of rain for 1,000 years. I think it's episode 1 of season 3. I think they opened with this one. I always remember that he just looks unhinged from the beginning of the episode. Like he is fully fixated. Yeah. I don't remember seeing that set ever again, and it's a really cool one. Like, I'm always baffled by the sets they make that they never go back to, although I'm sure they like redress them and reuse a lot of the parts. But I think the one from Deep Space Nine, one little ship, and they're like inside the ship, and I know that we never see those fucking giant isolinear chips ever again, and I'm just like, wow, what an incredible set to never camera. What an incredible set to never revisit ever again. I'm very tempted to go and do Lord of the Rings, and I will when I run out of questions. Okay, character series episode. Have you ever fought an idea, Picard? It has no weapon to destroy, no body to kill. Man, that's a good one. It feels like Q, but I don't know. I don't think it's not Q. Have you ever fought an idea, Picard? There's no... It's not the Hunted, is it? And the guy that would go on to play Cochrane? No. Any guesses? I know, I can hear it. I can hear it in my head. I can hear the line in my head. I'm gonna pin that and see if anybody comes up with any ideas. I did not dress up for Halloween because I did not go and do any Halloween things. I stayed home and I was grumpy. Hello! I was just explaining these lovely pictures that aren't fucking relevant to the episode because I bet quite heavily on evolution being mentioned.
Yes, you
and
did.
They just mentioned the word nanites and that's it. So...
Yeah, it was definitely more hotel related.
I will try again next time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I got everything working. Let's test.
Is it feeling good?
It should be. Let's see if I can...
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It feels... So I thought Spock as well because it feels like a very Spock thing. But I don't remember him, like, bragging about reunification like that to Picard. Like, This feels like a braggy thing. Like he's really trying to convince Picard of something, and I cannot remember. It's a good one.
Shall I just Google somebody convincing somebody of something and see what happens?
No, so this is the... JCD has a little quiz question for us. Character series episode. Have you ever fought an idea, Picard? It has no weapon to destroy, no body to kill. We know it's TNG. I cannot remember the character, and it's going to bug me because I can hear the words being said.
I don't know how to help in this
I
situation.
don't think you can.
No.
Can I share a screenshot, Danae?
I can do that. Woo! I can do that. That's something I can do.
You can cheer me on. Can I share a screenshot, which is a comment from a script that I don't think this is a comment you saw. It's a comment from a script we just finished writing.
Okay.
And the comment is just a screen grab of the comment, doesn't show what the script is. It's
Wait,
between
hold on
me
a
and
second.
Dicer.
So this is a comment that is inside of our... Yeah, like send it to me so I can review it real quick.
Let's copy.
Which program are you sending it?
I know people are going to like this. I'll send it in WhatsApp.
Okay. Oh, okay. The Proto-Vulcan episode with the idea of Picard becoming a god to the people? Question mark?
Oh, that's a good one. Who Watches the Watchers is the episode title.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Could be.
Which we can't tell you, I don't think.
Can't tell you what script it's from.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, you can share that.
I was pretty confident. Okay, let's open it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a case where you are not going to know what the script is because it would be revealing something coming out in the future.
Yeah, I can tell you the sin that I'm reacting to because it doesn't give anything away. But well, not the whole sin, but I can read part of it. But I won't give it away. Here is.
Are you sure?
I can just do the last. I haven't even got it in front of me, but it's.
Okay. I think just the comment will do.
I think you're gonna get a kick out of this. Genuine conversation that I had between appreciate you, Link. Genuine conversation myself and Aaron had in all earnestness Let's get rid of that. Share. Here we go. Damn it, Aaron. Starfleet doesn't have cloaking technology because of the Kittimer Accords. And I thought... So the sin was about, hey, did Starfleet come in and make them vanish? And my immediate reaction was, damn it, Aaron, Starfleet can't do it. They can't make things vanish. They don't have cloaking tech. And I thought he was trolling me because he knows that Starfleet doesn't have cloaking tech. But he wasn't trolling me. Like, his reply and the continuing conversation was, do you want me to change it? I was like, well, it depends. Are you being a troll? He was like, no, I thought this was a thing. I thought they could actually do that.
It's not the Kittimer Accords. It's the Treaty of Algeron.
Oh, well, it's Algeron, but wait, is that not part of the Kittimer Accord? No, you're right. You're right. Damn it. I was wrong.
Oh, somebody clip it.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
clip it.
But I was the gist of it was right. There was a treaty. I was so vexed by him giving Starfleet cloaking technology. I had to shut him down. I just thought you guys would like that.
Excuse me.
That was the most adorable sneeze in the world.
So
incredible. I can't believe I got
fun
it
little
wrong.
backstory. And do you like when you sneeze? Do you sneeze purposefully?
I have no choice how I sneeze. My sneeze comes out as if Oppenheimer created it. That's the only way I can sneeze. That's it.
So my mother has that same sneeze you're talking about. It's like a. I'm gonna get the microphone for this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like this, and it comes in at least 3, often more.
Yeah, it's a 9 on the Richter scale.
So, all growing up, this was what there was literally a time when my brother and I were walking around in the store together, and we had he and I were together, and mom was doing her own thing, and the rule was, just don't go too far.
Yeah.
So we could hear her sneezing across the entire store.
Yeah.
And we just stop what we're doing, look at each other, and go, well, I guess we know where mom. We don't need a Marco Polo. We know where mom is.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I was terrified that I would have that same sneeze, I worked my entire youth to be able to sneeze completely silent.
Man,
And so I
That's
choose
fascinating.
the sound
Yeah.
I make. So the adorable sneeze was a choice I made, but it is pretty cute. It sounds like a little mouse. I heard it in a movie once. I was like, I want to sneeze like that. So then that's what I did. But I don't know what my sneeze is because I was paralyzed by fear.
yeah, I wonder how much of that is actually controllable. Like, maybe you just don't have the big sneeze gene. Because I think if I tried to do that, it would explode my eyeballs out of my skull.
Right, but the fear of that was overridden by the fear of having a loud sneeze. So
Yeah, and
I just
that's what I wanna know.
experimented with it and then discovered I can kind of have more control.
Can everyone do that?
I don't
Or can
know.
some people not do it no matter what?
I don't know.
Because I drank
But
water.
you do have to be willing to face the fear. Like, I've also tried to sneeze with my eyes open just to see what that was like, because someone said that your eyes will pop out of your head, and I thought that was sort of like
That's
bullshit. So
yeah.
but I have not yet been able to do that unless I pry them open. I've tried to. I've sneezed. I've experimented with sneezing. That's
Yeah.
something that you didn't know about me till today. There you go.
Yeah, everyone does it a bit in college.
And some people can't burp. Thank you, Link, for letting us know that.
Where? Oh, was that Lee, you son of a bitch? I was just
Wait
way to
a
call
second.
me
No, it
out.
was AIDS. It's
it
AIDS. And I was
AIDS?
like,
There we
AIDS,
go.
you bitch.
Oh yeah, AIDS, you bitch! And all AIDS did was overtake you on Mario Kart. It didn't call out a medical condition that you have.
Oh my god. We should play Mario Kart
That's
again.
amazing. We should.
Oh, that was really, really fun
Yeah.
when we did that for a while.
I have a big list of to-do things that's like create templates for streaming games and shit, and above that is make time for streaming games and shit, and above that is write all of the scripts, and then above that is sleep, and I put a line through it and said, nah, skip that one.
Yeah. How do you really feel? Are you doing okay?
Yeah. Should we do a show this Saturday?
Yes. Are you tapping?
I rushed at the last second to put this on and then realized if I sit normally, no one can see it.
What's amazing is that from my perspective, what just happened is I saw you tapping and I didn't see it at all. And was about to make a joke about you tapping it. Did you forget your comm badge? And then you shifted it.
No, I didn't.
It's actually there.
It's right there.
Maybe you should wear it someplace else.
Really hard to take off. I don't know how they when they're protesting Starfleet, they get it off so quick.
I did not think you were actually going to do that. I thought I was going to get some lip. You can't wear your comm badge anywhere else.
Well, you can't. But I'm already wearing it in the wrong place anyway because I tried to get it higher. Okay, there we go.
Where's it supposed to go?
It's meant to go just above the right above the left, just above the left nipple is where it should be.
That can't work for a mom that's nursed. My left nipple is very low.
About
I would be hitting the comm badge basically a few finger lengths above my belly button if I didn't wear a bra that day. That changes depending on the outfit.
That's fair. And depending on the species as well. I'm gonna say
right, somebody has their balls on their back in this episode, you know?
Right, 3 inches below your collarbone. Bone.
Collarbone. Yeah. 3 inches below the collarbone.
Let's put it up here.
Roughly armpit height. Now, when you say rough, are you talking about you would apply it roughly, like get the fuck on there?
Get a fuck in my armpit.
Like that? Like that kind of rough?
I get just above the. No, armpit level feels a bit high. I don't know. No, I'm wearing my tactical gear, JCD. This is my tactical scrubs.
I need to get mine. Roughly armpit. I'll be right here-ish.
Oh, fuck. Ah!
It's like it started to attack you.
This is what happens when you get too rough. It's like, stop!
So today we're going to be covering episode 3 of the final season of Lower Decks. And we are going to be going live, which means we're not going to talk to you directly for a little bit, but we'll be back at the end of the show. We will pin your comments for later. And if anyone pops into the show during our live recording, please welcome them and let them know what we're doing. Because sometimes new people pop in. Sometimes. Ian steals your comments. I am often watching for your comments, and then as our conversation gets there, I try to pop them up as we go, because we are both producing this episode live while trying to record it. It's a little bit of a mindfuck. We do our best. What's going on, Ian?
I'm undercover. I'm on an undercover mission, and if I need to get out, I've hidden my contact. Get me out of here! No one will see it. Okay, but come on.
If you do that thing where you this, does it? Is it going off? It feels so disrespectful.
It does.
It feels so disrespectful.
Now I gotta try.
Yes, we will send your. You know what? Let's just tell you the pips in advance. Captain, how many pips this episode?
Oh man, the second half is 3, the first half is 1, so 2.5.
It's a 2 for me.
Yeah. There was a moment in this episode where I laughed harder than
you did.
I have in a long
you
time.
Did. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
So there's your preview chat.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't deter you from wanting to stick with us today. So we're going to go live, record the actual part of the podcast that is released to everyone else later, and then we'll pop back in and chat at the end. And because it's a Saturday, we have a little bit more free space to chat, and but we do have to also eat lunch and take care of animals and shit like that. But it should be kind of a fun format today. We've already been recording for 90 minutes.
Specific way that you're gonna ship?
Ship or shit?
Shit.
Why are you asking how I shit?
Because you're we'll have to do shit like that. and there's a specific way. Like, you're gonna have to shit like that.
I mean, the only way to shit is a squatty potty.
It's the best way to do it. Yeah, knees up.
That's all that I gotta say about that.
Oh man.
Shall you turn off the warp?
Imagine,
Can you turn off the warp sound and then get on with it?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
We are simulcasting.
Nope.
That is not. Why do you do that again?
No, that was you, you dick.
We are simulcasting to different channels on Twitch, and we're also simulcasting to YouTube. So wherever you are hailing from, thank you for being here.
Hailing. Nice. Wait, do I have that?
Can you turn that shit down a little bit though?
What down? Oh, that one?
Because it sounds like this. No one should have allowed us to have these new boards.
Nope. Okay. Turn that down.
Holy crap, I had a 40-second ad on Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My poor little Twitch. It's just so neglected over there. I have been itching to get back into Wild RP. It's been rising back up within me. They've got some new updates that they made to their server that are really, really fun. And I have not been over there in over a year. So I would like to go back over there. But right now, I'm playing a game called Baldur's Gate obsessively with Ian all the time.
So good. So
Yeah,
good.
it's
We're
very
getting near
loud.
the end game now.
Oh, thank you for your sub slab. It's pretty awesome to be supported as a content creator, even though all my content is housed in other content. So I really appreciate you, like genuinely. It goes to help with the bills, and also just makes me feel good. So thank you, children.
Let's go.
Bloody behave
Let's do it.
yourselves. Let's
Bloody
go.
hell. Right.
Sorry.
Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched. Most important question first. What is your thing of choice from the replicator?
My thing of choice.
Yeah, your thing of choice.
Ooh. Can I have the sun that would allow me to not have the wrong amount of sun?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you're going to have to wait for sins. I screamed internally when they said that. I have got so much to say about this sun. So much.
Yeah, and it's also like a big ask. Usually I go for the drinks, the beverages, or a weapon.
Yeah, you want me to replicate an entire artificial sun.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much. What I would like as a D&D nerd is an icosahedron.
There you go. I like that part where she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She just like quickly counted.
It was so. Oh my god, they were eaten by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Icosahedron. It's so funny. There were so many good humor beats in this. But first, give us a synopsis.
Oh, okay. In this
Don't
episode,
you drink your coffee?
did you want to know whatever happened to Mariner's girlfriend? This entire episode exists just for you. That is all I have to say about this episode.
Yeah. Overall thoughts and feelings, Ambassador.
It was an episode that I think told me that they knew that they had more time and then they didn't have more time.
Oh, wait, what do you mean by that?
Like
tying
this
up a loose
episode
end.
might have been produced a long time ago and was like basically most of the way through production. And they're like, we can use this one because it ties up the Mariner timeline. But I'm always going to be talking about what the writers are trying to do in this final season. And I think this one does two things. It wraps up a love story that I didn't even really know about. So I didn't care about it. And that's on me.
Well, you knew about Jen and Mariner, though.
Not that they were a thing. Like, again, it's on me. I haven't watched all of the seasons, but that's not ever been something that I've been. If I've seen her,
into.
it's one episode, and I think it was the episode where they were doing the. Were they doing some sort of like a party in a room or something?
Yeah, and she starts phasering everybody, and Jen joins her in the chaos of stunning everybody.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yes. So I remember her then, and that's it. So I don't. I'd rather see Peanut Hamper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather see some other epic character, but maybe in their original storyline as writers, they had more seasons that they were going to be able to kind of wrap up stories and such. And so this one was one that they had planned and, like I said, maybe even produced. We do get to see that Boimler is being brought in on leadership missions. And so the transition for Boimler to become a commander is very evident because he's not on the B team adventure on this one. He's on the A team adventure on this one.
Yeah.
So I think that they are progressing the overall story and development of the characters, but this one just felt like a put it on in the background, watch it. It just does stuff, you know, and there are a couple good laughs, but it did not capture my attention very strongly. I guess Talin maybe has like a little bit of an interesting kind of moment where she
Talin's always great.
has a,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, she has like an exchange with this rock and roll character.
Talin on the vibe tubes. That was so good. That was so good.
But I don't know. I think it's hard. My expectations might be a bit too high. Like I'm watching this while also watching Agatha all along as it releases.
Different beast.
Totally different styles of storytelling, totally different lengths of time to tell the story, totally different approaches. And coming off of watching the last 2 episodes of Agatha all along in the last 24 hours to this, it literally feels like spritzing your face with water after like soaking in a hot tub. And so I think that I am going to be a little skewed on it. But when I really stop and think about it, there's a few beats in this that I really enjoyed. You have your friend adventure going on. You have a problem to solve. You have some funny beats that are inside of that. A couple epic stand-up moments like Talin playing on those tubes from within the thing, where it's like that was looked really pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad that we don't have like the mom-daughter drama. But I think because it dipped into romance drama, it checked me immediately. I check out
different drama that we don't like. Yeah. I think I like this drama even less. I prefer the mama drama to relationship drama.
I did appreciate the kind of like the way that it was approached because they were so direct about it. Well, they weren't, but then they were. So I kind of appreciate that. But yeah, I checked out. What about you?
There's a few things that save the episode for me. So the overall function of this episode for me is a fewfold. To wrap up the Jen girlfriend relationship situation thing, being in the last season, so you get to tie that up in a nice little bow. Prod Boimler along a little bit more along his path to command. Lay some foundations for the ongoing mystery this season, which is Starbase 80 and the different dimensional fissures that are popping up. And to tie all of that together, have some comedy. So there are like so many different strands in this episode that I was just like, I was jumping all over the place because some of them I was enjoying a lot. Some of them are packed into the last 60 seconds of the episode, but it opens up with something I could not be less interested in. And I'm just like, oh man, my eyes are just rolling so hard because it's like, oh, I thought we broke up, but we're actually together. I'm sure Chandler has had this storyline in Friends multiple times, like with Janice, I think. And I was like, I'm happy it eventually gets to a place that I enjoyed, but it had such an uphill battle for me personally when it started off so hard with Jen thinking they're still together and Mariner like panicking. I was just getting all of like the 90s sitcom from it. What saves that storyline for me is Rutherford saying, well, Jen might not think this is weird because in Starfleet relationships take all sorts of shapes and sizes. So it's like being in the military is like the closest analogy I can think of. Partners can be separated for entire tours, like months or a year at a time. Children can be with one parent or the other. They can be shifted from military base to military base. They can live all over Europe, all over America. So Mariner's like incredulity that Jen thinks they're together, Rutherford steps in and just like, yeah, she might, because think of all of the different shapes and sizes. You have to have a relationship in Starfleet, and maybe not communicating about it is the best way you survive, because you can talk about the problem all day long, but unless you're both going to quit Starfleet and live together, stop communicating about the problem and just get on with what your relationship looks like. So that, right in the middle of the episode, I was like, that's your angle. I'm on board with that. Okay, I can put up with the sitcominess of it, because that's the part of Starfleet that you're trying to explain to me.
I did like that too. And I had that in my notes, the deeper look into what a relationship in Starfleet would be like. And the idea that lack of communication would be far more understanding or understandable rather than
just
what
normal.
we would expect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But relationship drama is still something that just in general, I just check out a bit, because it's hard to care about something that the characters themselves don't care about. And the twist of this episode is that Jen didn't actually care. She just wanted to trap Mariner and make her feel uncomfortable. So, which didn't land for me. It ended up just being like I think it again was a moment that the show wanted to give these two characters together, because it's coming to an end and they wanted to sort of land somewhere with the two of them. And so if I had been watching them a lot and liking them a lot, then I think I would have enjoyed this episode a bit more.
She doesn't pop up a huge amount during the previous season. It's not like she's in every episode. Like she'll pop in every now and again to serve a function like this. So yeah, very much there. I think they had a destination in mind, and it was just how can we get them to it?
Yeah,
in 20 minutes.
Yes. And they also didn't go into Tendi Rutherford relationship. They were just back into, it was just as if nothing had ever happened. They're just all back together, and you have Tendi like happily scanning. There's a moment when they checked Jen, right?
The Andorian?
Yeah.
Oh, for brain parasite.
Yes. And Tendi had already scanned, and I loved that. You know,
that's what she would do.
The clever thing about this show is they kind of subvert where you think it's going to go, and they just launch into the next thing quite quickly. So, but was there any surprises in this one for you? Because there were like we got to see aliens at this. So they go to this resort. They actually go to a moon-sized, like a pleasure cruise type of a thing where
a moon-sized space station resort
massive
hotel.
Hotel where each of these different sections does different things, and so you can have all kinds of experiences in one location, which I thought was kind of clever and fun to think about.
Yeah.
And so because we go to this space station / resort together, there's lots of interesting creatures that we get to see. Are those recognizable aliens to you?
Yeah, this is really fun. Where I enjoy this episode the most is in its individual moments, and a lot of them happen on the Boimler B team adventure. So the first one, where I just like kind of bounced in my chair a little bit, is they get to like the recreation part, and the Gallimites are at a table, and Ransom is like, hey, go and talk to those Gallimites at that table and see what you can figure out. And they're just like chomping and be like, bah, 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 and they look really dangerous. And Gallimites didn't immediately twig with me, but their see-through skulls did, where you can see like their brain and stuff.
Yeah.
There's this running gag in Deep Space Nine where Jadzia is having a relationship with a Gallimite. Ensign, I can't remember his name, Ensign or Lieutenant something, but we never see him. But Kira judges her and is just like, is that the guy who you can see their brains? And I was just like, there's no way we're going to see this person in live action, because it's the 90s. Think about the prosthetic of like seeing an alien's brain inside of their skull. It's probably going to be too gory for network TV. It's going to be a lot of work. So he was just always mentioned every now and again. Sometimes Jadzia would break up with him and then they'd get back together. So it was fun to see them animated and actually see a Galamite, and it's like, oh, it's a Galamite. That's the alien that Jadzia was dating. So it's if you're gonna pick an alien species, that's a really fun one to stick in there. And then the other aliens that he actually ends up talking to that are offended by eating
and
drinking. I had to Google this. They pop up in an episode of Enterprise that I cannot remember. I remember the look of the aliens, but it's probably an episode I've only seen once or twice.
The driving action of this episode is two parts because, as usual, they kind of have the A plot and the B plot. So the A plot is our B team, and they are supposed to find and capture this nano conglomerate that is racing around. What is it? Glumpy.
Yeah.
Who's absorbing energy sources to, they believe, attempt to duplicate itself. And so they're running around and they supercharge it, and it gets pretty big and is causing chaos and wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
And then the other one is that Boimler has been asked to go and retrieve an ambassador who has gone AWOL and rejects being told what to do and the dangers or the boredom of the day-to-day life of Starfleet, and has essentially been slowly accumulating others that feel the same way. And they've created a secret base in this mountain, which the chat pointed out is the Paramount Mountain.
Oh, I missed that. That's amazing.
Now that the chat said it, I can totally see that.
Oh, that's so funny.
But that was from Lloydie. The Easter egg was the Paramount Mountain, which
that's amazing.
Now I can totally see it. But so they go, Admiral, thank you. And they all will like stay there, and they're protecting their right to chill. And the mission of the three is to be so chill that they're like almost absorbed into their group, but then also they want to take him back and capture him. So that's kind of that storyline. I mean, obviously, I liked the faster paced nanobite one, especially because there's a twist at the end.
Love that twist.
What did you feel about the driving parts of this episode?
Yeah, so the Admiral one is a fun spin on the evil Admiral that has gone rogue and they have to be caught. Like TNG did this a lot. It happens in basically every Star Trek movie as well. But I liked the spin that he's just like, I'm fed up of the mundane missions. Like, I've aspired throughout my entire career, and the fleet that they give me is milking space whales. And it's fun because just like the Cerritos gets the shitty missions and like the less exciting stuff, there are hundreds of ships in Starfleet. They're not all going to be on the glamorous missions that the Enterprise is on. So there's going to be some admirals that end up perhaps with some of the more mundane missions, like just constantly milking space whales. So I don't
have so
blame
many
him for getting. Go for it. Hit me with your questions.
Okay, I guess I just have one question.
It's fair. Yeah.
Why is milking space whales something that Starfleet would do?
Because there's an episode.
Oh God, there's really an answer to this.
Yeah, no, there is. This is in my logic, my head logic. This is what it is. There is an episode where a space whale thing literally latches onto the Enterprise and sucks all of like the energy out of it. And they realize that this isn't like a freak anomaly. This is a living creature that thinks that Enterprise is its mummy and is nursing and is taking all of the energy out of the Enterprise. So the more they power up their shields, the more they do, the more it feeds the entity. So eventually they have to modulate the power output to be something it doesn't like. They literally sour the milk, and then the baby alien is like and unlatches and disappears.
Okay.
So the reason I think that they are preemptively milking these space creatures so that they don't spontaneously latch on to people. So I'm thinking, if you've got a shipping route, these space whales, babies, whatever, might naturally attract themselves to shipping routes where there's lots of milk, and that this is a danger. So I imagine there is a fleet of ships patrolling shipping routes, preemptively milking the space whales so that they don't interfere with the shipping lanes. I would run Starfleet so well.
I mean, that sounds logical to me.
Yeah, don't you sin that. Don't you sin milking space whales, because I've got an answer.
No, I wouldn't sin it. I just didn't understand. So I come from the Southwest Missouri, where farms are very normal to see and farm animals are normal to see. And I have memories of touring milk farms from a very early age. Like our school outing was, we're going to go to the milk farm and show you guys how milk is made today.
Yep.
So you walk into a room, there's a bunch of cows in little pens, and then there's these udder suckers, and they're just down there milking the milk out. So when we're saying milking it, to me, it's like you're taking something out of the whale. But this is the other way to interpret that. And I like this so much better, because I was like, why do we need
stealing them?
space?
Why are we...
Yeah, exactly.
I could be wrong as well. This is like out of canon. Like they didn't explicitly say, but knowing Starfleet, I don't think they would be taking the milk from the whales. Like that doesn't,
this is my
feels,
confusion. Yeah.
That doesn't feel very Starfleet. It doesn't feel right. So it should be like nursing whales is what they should have said. Yeah.
Yes.
But
I don't know.
That's my instinct. That's the only reason, because he mentions Galaxy's Child, which is the name of the episode where that happens.
Okay.
So that's why I mentally latched onto that idea. Yeah.
No, I think it makes sense because, but like on the farm, you don't go out and milk a baby goat. You feed a baby goat, and then you milk an adult goat.
But if cows were wandering around latching onto people because they were so hungry for milk, you'd have to do something about that. So you'd start feeding them so that they didn't attack the humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, no, you'd probably just shoot them.
Which then means no. You gotta wait for them to grow up and then you shoot them so you have their meat. Yeah,
there we go. Yeah.
So that's the confusing part for me, is just, I guess, the wording of it. It's funnier to say milking space whales, though. So maybe that's just what it comes down to.
Although, I mean, nursing would have asked so many questions that then logically would have made more sense. Which is why I have such an issue with the fucking sun that they just invent. But
we'll get to the sins later.
We'll do that. Ambassador. Did you, I mean, I don't even want to spend a lot of time on like the Jen thing because whatever. Yeah. Did you like the Boimler subplot with he thinks he's going to be in trouble, but Ransom is doing him a solid in a fucked up way? How did that subplot hit you?
Well, and I also want to get to the twist of the other plot, because we really haven't talked too much about what the Nanite situation was. So let's make sure we touch on that, because that's a big part.
That is, and that's all linked to the season-long arc as well, I think.
Oh, interesting. Oh, are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Okay, because we'll talk about that next, right? Like,
we can do that next. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we should spend the next half an hour talking about the nuances of Mariner's relationship with Jen and just how that made us feel.
I thought you were talking about space milk, and I was like, no, we've
no,
covered that.
We just did that. Yeah, we're already pushing on 10 minutes of that.
I think that it's a good thing to do with the storyline, to have a higher officer validate Boimler. I think is important for a couple of reasons. One, he needs to have some outward accolade to propel him forward and give him the confidence to continue to grow his facial hair.
Right. If Boimler suddenly gets to the end of the season and is like, oh fuck, I'm Ransom. He suddenly realizes that he accidentally ransoms himself.
Did you see he had a couple of more?
It's extended. He's got someone who's tiny little bit now. I love that it's gradually progressing.
It's so sparse.
I love it.
And number two, I think that so Boimler, the character himself, needs to hear it, but then number two, the audience needs to be told that this is a legitimate direction of the character, because we've seen him be a passionate, well-knowledged person, but he is so passionate and so wound tight that he has been a self-sabotaging individual. He's so concerned with how am I going to get to where I want to be that he's not. It's such a great story arc. I continue to battle back and forth with who's the main character, but I think it's like the duality of Mariner and Boimler is just such a fucking great way to do a series, because it's not just singularly focused. You have two different ways of these people progressing through the ranks of the system.
Opposite ends of the same spectrum. It's really, really well thought out.
And we've seen Boimler succeed in so many ways. And we've seen him implode and mess things up so many times for both characters, both Mariner and Boimler. But it's really evident that they are going to be moving Boimler into this, like removing them from the group and kind of shifting him away. And I think we, the audience, needs to kind of hear that the writers are making an intentional effort to like validify. Is that a word?
It is now.
To make it
real,
actually foundationally make sense in a story fashion. And his arc is really fascinating to me, because a person like this works so hard to get to a goal. And then they get to that goal, hopefully someday. But Boimler wants to get there as fast as possible, but he's been held back almost from Mariner and the shenanigans and also his own imploding. But like,
mainly himself.
So we get to see on something that a show kind of struggles with sometimes, which is, as a viewer, we want to get to the juicy stuff too. You know, our 20-second shorts-minded brain, where we're wanting to see the content have its fruition at 20 seconds now. Watching him arrive at the satisfactory point of being seen as an officer has taken this massive arc.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And I think it feels really, really good. So I like that they did that. I think it was important that they did that. I think it's important that it was real. Like Handsome wasn't just saying it to say it. And the episode did this other interesting thing too, where both things were true. He was absolutely putting another person in danger, but also putting Boimler in a situation where he genuinely trusted that he was going to make good choices. Yeah. Which he didn't. He made terrible choices many times because, again, he's in his own head and he's kind of his own saboteur. So if they can show us that his saboteur can finally be kind of put in chains, like he's had enough experience with the self-saboteur that he can put him in the back seat of the bus and say, you're not driving today, and really come into a maturity arc, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to see him accidental his way into an officership. I really want to see Boimler's arc be that he genuinely earned it, and this made that feel real to me.
And I completely agree. I think that's the strongest bit of the episode for me, especially Ransom and how he acts. Like Ransom, I mean, I could be reading way too much into this, but this was a really clever way for Ransom to be true to his character of the Ransom that we know, who's a bit of a dick, a bit of like, bit misguided and a bit Kirk and Riker and a little bit gung-ho, but also show why he's a good first officer as well. Because a big part of Riker's arc is weird for TNG, but a big part of Riker's character is training and coaxing other crew members. So he does the crew evaluations for everybody. He helps decide promotions. He takes Wesley under his ring. That's what like a really good first officer does. And that's what Ransom is trying to do in his own way. And even at the end, he admits, okay, that was maybe fucked up. But his heart was, Boimler needs this as he steps up to be lieutenant and beyond.
But I didn't really think that his approach was cruel with Boimler. I thought it was maybe more cruel with the lava guy. But again, in his mind, lava guy who lost his hands and has him by the end of the episode, actually, like, he thinks he likes the danger. Yeah, even with him, Ransom's like, oh, he loves this dangerous stuff. He loves this stuff. Like, let's go get him. So he knows who to kind of pull in on different missions. Well, and the clever thing, again, that the episode does is tie that back into communication. Yeah. So the fact that Ransom didn't communicate his methods results in that guy losing his hands, Boimler going into a panic attack and almost like abandoning them. So I think it's the communication element, again, like the A-plot with Mariner and Jen, where Ransom's like, I could have improved this if I'd communicated what I was doing better. Same goes for Boimler, if he communicated with Ransom. Yes. There's so much communication shit in almost every episode. of this show, but I don't know that I agree. But I think what you're saying is it's reminding me of the episode where Mariner and Handsome are going to fight that guy, and he stabs Mariner in the foot to keep him from keep her from going in there.
Yeah.
And then he just turns into this like double fist punch, like naked glory. He is really thoughtful and very dangerous, and he's very Mariner-esque in that way. And so he has been a really great example for someone like Mariner on, you can be chaotic and you can do crazy shit, but you got to know like when you're pulling the punches and when you're putting someone else in harm's way, because you know that you can kind of take over if you need to.
Yeah.
And we see that sometimes with Mariner doing stuff too. So they're really playing around with the different kind of archetypes of who's in charge.
Yeah.
But he's been a very consistent character. I really am fascinated by the idea that there's this, in my imagination, that there's this room of writers and they're writing a line for Ransom, and they're like, oh, that's not quite cocky enough. Oh, that's not quite, this enough.
Not quite
and they
Kirk
just
enough.
Yeah, because there's not a lot from him because this isn't his show.
Yeah.
But in the lines, we learn a lot about the characters. And even though this episode didn't pace right for me because I wasn't as interested in the story that they were telling, it's still really well done.
Yeah, completely agree. I think the reason I end up liking it a little bit more is there were just some moments that, while the overall arc, mainly of the A plot, doesn't do much for me, there are some moments that completely separately made me laugh out loud and gave me that's really fucking cool chills moment as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so conflicting in my brain to be so like meh about the A plot and then have these moments where I'm like, this is an all-timer. I want to watch this again right now for those moments.
Let's talk about those moments.
Let's do it.
One of them for me is the D20 rolling, which I don't know if it was actually a D20.
No, it is a D20. I googled it. An icosahedron is a 20-sided polyhedron.
That's what I thought. I mean, I know that die well. So I was pretty confident, but it was rolling. So,
it's genius. It's just a D&D
so fun.
thing.
It's so great.
The whole thing is a D&D adventure. It's so
great.
clever to pick a D20.
So it's rolling through the streets. It rolls past the Rock getting ice cream at an ice cream truck. It stops, rolls backwards, and then rolls over the truck to absorb the truck. And I thought,
it's so great.
that was, for me, one of the funniest moments, but the funniest one is the one that I know you found hilarious because the whole sequence was really interesting.
The whole sequence so I'm going to call this boimless scream edging. It did the comedy, the comedic timing in this is so stinking good. It starts off with him skiing. And you get a boimless scream, and you're just like, yay! I feel like it's the first proper boimless scream of the season. And I'm like, cool, that's great. They've got to be careful with this, because if you keep doing the boimless scream too much, then it's not going to be funny anymore. He gets a boimless scream, he falls down, and then fucking launches himself off of the cliff, and then cut to the wide shot, and a literal pitch perfect boimless scream that is funny, stops being funny, gets funny again, stops being funny, gets funnier again, because it goes on for so long. Just the timing of that sequence is so good, and I just want to watch it over and over again. It was so fun.
I continue to be amazed by the voice actors.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
because they can animate something all day long, but the noises he makes are subtle.
Yes.
But then also very loud. But there's like a series of like little these little noises. I love it. Yeah, that was
so
definitely
good.
worth it.
I cannot remember what the episode is, but this is now neck and neck with my favorite Boimler scream moment. There's an
I'm trying to look it up.
There's an episode where he's in a transporter beam. It's not when he's stuck phasing, but he's getting beamed in or out of somewhere, and he's screaming, but the transporter beam keeps cutting him off. So instead of like a continuous scream, it gets cut off. So the scream stops and then restarts, stops and restarts as he's getting transported. And I think it's in season 1, and it just made me laugh so much because like what's going on, and he's just like screaming and like phasing in and out. So good. Somebody in the chat will remember the episode.
I think I found it, but
the boy in the scream just it gets me. It gets me so much.
Yeah, there was definitely some beats that worked for me.
The other big moment that I really liked that gave me all of the chills, and it's just something Lower Decks does so well. It's pull out a geeky, nerdy reference that you would think wouldn't age well and make it stinking epic. And this is the vibe tubes.
So I'm glad we're getting here because I'm assuming that they've just been around somewhere inside the universe for a very long time.
I had to Google this. This is an episode.
You did?
This is an episode that I've watched many, many, many times. It's called We'll Always Have Paris. The reason I like this episode is that it's kind of a time travel adjacent episode where some time repetitiveness happens and there's a distortion that they have to investigate. But the vibe tubes come up during a holodeck program that Picard is running. He's at a cafe in Paris, and there's some guy playing the vibe tubes in the background. Never noticed them. I've never once noticed the vibe tubes. And they've just replicated them here. T'Lyn loves them. And just the tone that they make is so good. I love using music and harmonic frequencies to solve a problem. It's the same thing with the Comet episode in Strange New Worlds. I fucking love it. It gets me. And it's such a great set piece to end the episode with, of T'Lyn doing like the vibing with it, and to have the really logical person bond with music that can both be logical and illogical. Man, just chef's kiss. And I was like, man, I wish this was in an episode where I didn't hate the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, relationship drama really kills things. It really kills the mood.
So even not knowing the vibe tubes, did you like that climax and how they got out of trouble?
I loved it. Yeah. It made sense. I think I kind of saw it coming a little bit because there's, an obvious buildup to it, but I really enjoy Vulcan characters, as you know. And so anytime that a writer has to write lines for a Vulcan, I want to know how they would say something. It's kind of like that cartoon creator guy who writes the Alien comic. And so he'll describe how an alien would order pizza. Like he calls in and he says, yes, I would like to not create my own sustenance. I need you to bring the sustenance to my door.
Yes.
Would you please put a variety of edible meat and vegetable onto a dough circle and make it hot and bring it to my door? I will exchange my money, Strange Planet. Thank you, Link. That's it. That's amazing. Vulcan speak reminds me of what it's like to put how we talk as friends, as professionals or whatever, through an extreme filter. And what comes out on the other side is this way of communicating that pauses my brain. And instead of thinking that I know what you're about to say, so I kind of check out a little bit, I'm really tuned into it. It's like listening to a professor at a college course where you're dialed in to this unique way of sharing information. And I really, really like Vulcan speak.
It's similar to how Data talks. If Data, and this is a lot to do with Brent Spiner as well, if he's on screen, I'm fucking listening.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what I'm listening to, the cadence, the words he chooses, what he decides is important to communicate. I want to know what that character is in this moment.
And in this episode, T'Lyn gets to kind of show her character. Not only is she sitting there in the midst of this chaos, just like calmly waiting for whatever to develop next. And then she's handed this thing. You can kind of see a little excitement that I feel like they animated into that moment when she's handed this device. And so she plays it. And then
it means a lot to her because the rock guy is her favorite musician.
Yeah. And then she ends up talking with this rocky musician. I can't remember his name.
Grog?
Grong?
Grog? It's not Grog.
Yeah.
Krog. Krog.
Something like that.
Krog, I think.
And so there's that exchange, but then even further at the end when she is given a signed autograph and how her mind says that for scientific research, she might just keep it in case she needs to study handwriting.
Yeah. Yes.
And the decision to show us a little bit of when emotion pops out in this character, in this species, that's an emotional response. She wanted to keep it, which is a really fun thing to see happen. Like, I don't think an android would emulate that desire to collect as part of running a program.
Data does. Yeah.
Right.
But it is as part of an exercise in humanity.
Right. Exactly. Like, I'm going to do this because it's going to help me understand this. And there's a reason. This, with T'Lyn, it was more like watching what happens when something bubbles up to the surface that almost she didn't even expect to be possessive of this thing. And that kind of stuff really fascinates me. But this is not the show that explores those deep topics. This is the show that throws Boimler off of a cliff, so it's,
I would argue,
appreciating the material, but knowing that I'm not going to be in it for very long.
And that's it. I think it does explore those, but it's usually in the last few minutes and it's so quick. So I love the efficiency of doing it, but it's a reminder why this is not TNG. This is a different beast. This is a different type of show completely. TNG would spend way more time in that moment because it has more time and it's more serious.
Yeah. And I'm really into Vulcans.
Yeah, you are. I mean, why wouldn't you be? There are so many. We should just do a Vulcan season. I'm amazed that hasn't even come up yet. Just a season on Vulcans.
There's so many things we can do.
Yeah. So there's just one more thing I think we need to talk about, and that's the end of the episode and the fact that the Nanite icosahedron is in fact being piloted by a teeny tiny Intrepid class starship that's been trapped inside there.
What does Intrepid class mean to you? Is that
so? That's when you say the class of ship, that's what it looks like. So the Enterprise D is a Galaxy class ship. The Cerritos is
these
a
are words. Can you describe it with shapes, because that doesn't mean anything to me.
So the Enterprise D is the TNG Enterprise.
Okay, so we have like the disc on the front.
Yeah.
And the nacelle whooshers in the back.
Well, no, because that's basically that's a lot of Starfleet
Okay,
ships.
so we've got the flat disc.
They look exactly the same. So the Galaxy class ships, they all look the same. Voyager, Janeway's ship, is an Intrepid class ship.
Okay.
All of the Intrepid class look like Voyager. So if you had 10 of them together, they'd all essentially look the same.
I love that we're using my imagination when you literally have rows of ships behind you that you could use for more specific. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, so they're Voyager-esque.
The D Deredex, they all look the same.
So the Intrepid class, is that so Galaxy class are the ones that go out and explore?
Yeah, so Galaxy class, I think, is a heavy cruiser, which means they explore, but they also have a ton of fucking weaponry for defense as well. But their main mission is exploration. And having families aboard for some reason. And then the Intrepid, what's their purpose? Intrepid was exploration. I think they were like deep space exploration, but no, they weren't deep space exploration. They were mainly science vessels.
That's what I remembered. I think it was a science vessel, but I don't remember 100%.
Their exclusive thing is to be a science vessel that explores things. They weren't meant for deep space.
Okay, and it's a smaller one.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's about half the size of the Enterprise D.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. That'll do for now. Let's get back to the show. So here comes the Intrepid class, and so immediately you're thinking about Janeway.
Immediately, yeah. So immediately I'm thinking Janeway. What did you think when you suddenly saw this tiny Voyager? What was going through your head? You're like, what's happening here?
I loved the shift because it went from a nanite thing just trying to duplicate itself Tribble style to that they were actually trying to gather energy to open up a rift to go back home.
To get home, yeah. Their dimension, everything is very, very small. They live in like a microscopic dimension. A rift has pulled them into a macroscopic dimension where everything is parallel but slightly different. So so they're still in the TNG uniforms. They're still in the older uniforms. So uniform design hasn't quite evolved the same way. I love when she's like, "Oh, hey, we have an admiral that's in our universe too, but all he does
He's
is
a whale
milk
milker."
space whales. He's just doomed throughout the multiverse to be milking space whales.
And there was a tie into the rift that had already appeared as well. So do you think that's...
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, Freeman says this is similar to a rift that we already experienced.
And at the beginning of that episode, they were talking about there's lots of rifts popping open around here. So something's going on.
Something is happening where rifts are popping up throughout the cosmos and it's causing issues. So
and
I thought
this is why you should watch Loki before you watch this series so that you can understand the multiverse.
Yes, I would watch Loki. I would also watch All Good Things Come to an End, which is All Good Things, which is the final episode of TNG. I'm just saying, like, time shenanigans and portals open up in the finale of TNG as well. So I'm saying my prediction that we're going to link back into the finales of other TNG era Star Trek shows is supported by the portal shenanigans and rifts giving you access to other points in time. Just saying.
So you're feeling more confident than ever about your prediction.
It has to be. And I really like, it doesn't have to be obviously, but I really like this way of doing it. There was a couple of seasons ago where we did cutscenes to the evil ship, cutscenes to other stuff that's happening, and it would be like the cold open to the episode. I love intertwining the ongoing arc into stuff that's relevant to the episode we're watching. So, and this is just seconds. You're on it for seconds. No one is scratching their head going, this is like the thing we experienced in episode 1 when we got duplicated. Isn't that odd? It's just like kind of woven into the story. I really like that as an ongoing arc.
Yeah, I think that it was interesting whether it's tied into some greater thing or not. I liked that it made they tied up that bow, because sometimes I feel that the monster mystery is sort of at the end of Scooby-Doo. And you just rip off the mask. It's just time to go on, and you don't really think much about it. But this felt more valuable somehow. Yeah.
My headcanon is that the captain of the Endeavour, this Intrepid class ship, kind of looked like the original actor that was going to play Janeway. But after the first day on set, she said, "I cannot do this. I cannot wear this uniform. I cannot play with." They cast an entirely different person. She got to set. And she said, I can't do this. I can't play with computers all day. I can't do the techno babble that you're asking me to say. And she just said, I'm sorry, guys. And
no, you're right. She does look like her.
Yeah. Respect to her for saying, I can't do this. I can't commit to this. So she leaves, and Kate Mulgrew is brought in, who is the second choice. My headcanon is that in this universe, the Intrepid is the actor that plays the original Janeway.
Wow. Genevieve, maybe Buchholz?
Yes, Genevieve. That rings a bell. Yeah. So, and there's screen footage of her in the Starfleet uniform.
Yeah.
They have a scene of her acting, and she's just like, I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I've changed my mind.
After only 2 days of filming, realizing that the demands of an episodic television show were too much, she departed. I mean, the chat is saying it too, and it's one of the thoughts I had, which is, good on you. There's a reason that I have always tried to remember when I go in for a job interview. I'm just as validly interviewing them too, because
100%,
you can take on something that is not good, or you don't know how to do it, and you say yes and it just ends up hurting everybody. So
Like just
good
huge
on
respect
her.
for her not doing it. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, just it's incredible. So in my head canon, this is her.
She looks very similar.
Yeah.
The animated character looks very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that in my brain. Yeah, so I love that. I love the tie into the dimensional rifts. Not just because it supports my prediction, but because I love time rifts. I love dimensional rifts. Like before the MCU was doing multiverses, Star Trek was really doing multiverses really well and really subtly, and I think it's something that Star Trek has nailed. I think I'm gonna say better than any other franchise I've come into contact with personally on screen. Couple of other references. Boimler is excited about a Dixon Hill slot machine. That's on the hotel. Dixon Hill is a detective that Picard likes to play on the holodeck. So it's like a noir private eye during World War II or like during the 50s after World War II, where he'll go and solve crimes as Dixon Hill. So it's a fun shout out. And the last thing, I love Childish Mariner shout out, "You're anathema." To Lindy's just like, that's anathema to like conversations, and she just childly shouts back at her, You're anathema, whatever it is. I can't pronounce that, but it made me laugh.
I also liked that there was that sign after they had established the nanite situation. It was a couple beats later, a couple like scene changes later, and it was a wide shot of the building that they were in, and it had like the sign that was across. It was "Pardon our nanites." I thought that was funny.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like you usually see "Pardon our mess."
Yes.
Or "Pardon our progress."
Yeah.
Pardon our
construction.
whatever. Yeah. Pardon our construction. And it's like, "Pardon our nanites."
That's how you would have to do it if you're actually running a place like that. Well, love it. Pips, before we head into some sinning, Ambassador.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 2. I kind of said that before we actually started recording, and my appreciation for this show and how they write it makes me want to make it higher. But my feeling leaving it was a 2.
Yeah. I'm actually upgrading. This is going to make people really mad in the chat. I'm upgrading mine to 3 because I will send a message in the Discord. Yeah, I'm upgrading mine to 3 because those individual moments that made me laugh, I cannot ignore that when we finish recording, I want to go back and watch those moments. And I get the function of the relationship drama. I get it. It is, like I said, it's saved by Rutherford explaining this is what Starfleet relationships might look like. So it does tie into what part of the Star Trek universe are we exploring here specifically. So I am gonna give it a 3. I did have a good time despite the Genina of it, or Maratha of it all. And one final reference.
I think it was
to, like, Jariner, that's it. There's one final reference that I wanted to mention. The captain of the Endeavour says that they've just had a month of hell, which is a reference to an episode of Voyager called The Year of Hell. And that's one of the episodes I really want us to cover because it's fascinating. So yeah, just kind of shows how they were kind of parallel. With that, let's head over to engineering to do some sinning. To beam out.
Warning. Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
It's going to be way too quiet, isn't it?
It's okay.
This is the part of the show where we re-engage our sin brains, remind ourselves that no TV show is without sin, even our beloved Star Trek.
I'm hearing a warp core.
Yeah, the warp core turned itself on. That was weird.
Amazing.
Incredible. This is the part of the show where we re-engage our sin brains, remind ourselves that no TV show is without sin, even our beloved Star Trek. I'm going to go first because I got to talk about this sun. The line is, you don't have to worry about sunscreen because the sun makes sure that you get enough tanning. It won't over tan you. Ambassador, why doesn't that make any sense?
Because of reasons.
I'm going to tell you. How is it manually keeping track of the individual individual sunbeams
Science.
that are hitting individuals. So once they've had the proper level of like skin bronzing, what, it cuts off the sunbeams from that person? It puts a hologram around them? How is it individually controlling the sunbeams that an individual person is experiencing? Wouldn't they be in darkness? How is it, like, I get it could do that on the whole, but I don't know how it's managing it for individual people who have individual needs and have been there for their own amount of time. The level of engineering behind that is mind-boggling.
It's a really good point.
I don't know how it's doing. It's such a throwaway line, and it asks so many questions that I don't think is answerable. Like, it would make more sense to have individual suns above every person that does individual tanning. How is it coming from one point in the sky and hitting? What if you're hugging somebody? What if you're holding hands? What? I don't know how this would work.
You feel better?
Not really, because I have no answers. It's one of those places, one of those times where I was hoping the live chat might say, Ian, no, this is clearly how it happens. But everyone agrees with me. This makes no sense. Gosh dang it. Your turn.
I don't really have. It's very hard for me to send these because they just go so fast. So I don't really have anything.
Well, I have a couple more. Gilbert Manhandle would just get us in.
Why?
Because of the name stupid. Okay. Gilbert Manhandle. That's amazing. Zach Ransom, I know this is the joke, but if you're going undercover, you have to change more than just the J. You can't just be Zach. It's a bad undercover name, Danae.
But is it good humor?
Yeah. So maybe it gets a pass for being good humor.
Maybe every episode the writers are like, we have to have at least 2 jokes that a 7-year-old can understand.
Yeah, exactly. Why is Boimler so perplexed by genitals being in a different place? He's quite outraged by it. Why the alien is like, you're grabbing onto my genitals. He's like, why are they on your back? And the alien quite rightly says, where else would they be? Totally normal to him. It's just like, Boimler's even made a reference to an alien in Star Trek 6 that has their genitals on their kneecaps. He knows this is a thing. Why would he be surprised by?
Yeah. He was very
genital
defensive and
placement.
shouldn't have been. And it was pretty insulting.
Yeah. Pretty insulting about where you keep your genitals. This was quite a big one for me. Boimler mentions Galaxy's Child, which is the name of the episode. So he's like, is this a Galaxy's Child situation? And I'm like, nowhere in the episode do they call the alien Galaxy's Child. It doesn't come up. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
fine,
that's interesting because that breaks it. Like, you're using an episode title to describe a log in someone else's ship.
And when they've done this before, when Ransom has mentioned TOS, and Freeman is like, huh? TOS? And he's like, yeah, you know, those old scientists.
Right. There was like a reason for it.
McCoy. There's a reason for it. This is just naming the episode title, which I guess maybe in the log they call it Galaxy's Child, but it feels like a weird thing to call the alien. So, and there's no like explanation for why he mentions the episode title. So it did feel a little bit jarring.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that scene.
I didn't like it, Danae. I didn't like it. That's the point. Did not agree. Jennifer says, do you think you can trust me one last time? Just tell me the fucking plan. Like, this happens so much in like TV and movies. Instead of like explaining the fucking plan, put your hand out, trust me. Having this conversation about trust is going to take way longer than you just telling me what your batshit plan is, and then I'll trust you.
Yeah, it happens so much in the content, which is that they don't want to spend the time explaining what they're about to do. But in real life, if there was an emergency in front of me, and I guess there are situations where I would say, I've got a plan. Just go with me because everything's happening so fucking fast. I can't explain anything. But usually there's a walk and talk situation. You can at least walk and talk at the same time.
Yeah. Just give me. I'm going to throw us in there so that Tulin can use the vibe tubes. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
My plan involves tubes. Come with me.
It's fair. I think Marina would have been down for that.
Do you want to vibe with some tubes? Come with me. She'd be like, hell yeah. I remember why I liked you.
I like vibing with your tubes, baby. My last one was how did she count the sides so quickly in such an urgent situation? She counted to 20 very quickly, which includes counting the backside that she couldn't see. However, sin removal for the joke.
It's so funny.
It's so good. It's an icosahedron.
It's icosahedron.
Amazing. I love it. Well, that's all of the things that I had. Next week, the episode title is called Guess. Go on. I love you. I love you getting to guess this.
Kookaburra
Sits in the
Malice
old tree. Mm-hmm.
amidst pentacles.
It's very close, actually.
Really?
The episode
That's
title
weird.
is A Farewell to Farms.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, super close.
Yeah.
Super close.
Totally
A Farewell
close.
to Farms. What happens next week, Ambassador?
Something about farms. Okay. Oh my God, we're going to the whale farm.
Oh, yeah. We're going to milk some whales.
We're going to the whale farm. They are the reason for the rift.
Mm-hmm.
And this admiral is going to save the universe with his whale knowledge.
Love it. What a
Yeah.
redemptive arc for this character that we just met at the
And we-
end of this episode.
We
Yeah.
we
and didn't really like.
really hate that he decided to turn off the sun for his face and do some sunburning on purpose.
That's also a callback to an episode of Deep Space Nine, which I almost don't want to talk about because
Let's not.
Well, Worf and Jadzia go to Risa, and Worf decides to fuck with the environmental systems on the entire planet and basically creates a monsoon on this planet that is regulated to be a tropical paradise.
Okay,
and
what was
he
his
makes
reason?
it rain.
Was he bored?
His reason was anger that Jadzia was having so much fun. Is the crux of it. Like, there's more to it. It's not a great Worf episode.
What?
Yeah, he gets a bit pissy and
He's mad that his wife is having fun.
I don't think they're married yet, but
He's
yes.
mad that his girlfriend is having fun, so he wants to go fuck with the weather and ends up causing
he ruins everyone's vacation on the the planet. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not
You
a
know,
great
we all
Worf moment.
have those
Yeah.
moments in our history where we're like, yeah, that wasn't my best shining moment.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Wasn't good for me. Yeah.
Did they
Not
blame him
good.
having some sort of like it was in his moody cycle? Because
it's just Worf.
one of the things I love about the Klingons is that they seem to have like very familiar cycle like they're in this phase or something and so everything is more intense and I'm like, I get that. I fucking get that.
Yeah. Nope. This was just Worf being Worf.
Great.
No excuse like that at all, I'm afraid. Yep. So yeah, my prediction is that this is going to be about a move from an agrarian society rapidly into a industrial society and a prime directive thing where there is going to be some rapid progress that the Cerritos is like, do we interfere with this or do we let them go or do we let them?
There's
let
never a
them carry on?
question with a Cerrito. They just jump in there and
They
just
just
do
get
shit.
involved. That's what I think it is, and I think we're going to see the return of Boimler's farming outfit.
Oh, because that's what we need. We all need that.
We do. We need to go back to what is
And
his farm?
Peanut
Is it
Hamper.
a date? Is it a date farm that he has?
I don't know, but we need to have Peanut Hamper
Raisin
join
farm. We do.
as like the co-farmer.
Yeah, that would mean Peanut Hamper would have to break out of prison. I think they're still in prison.
She can do it.
Yeah. Quick prediction from the live show that I really, really liked is that the dog is on the farm.
Oh, yay.
That's where they've been sent.
Please.
So maybe this is a return of the farm.
Oh, that's
and the
funny
dog.
because that's what parents sometimes will tell the kiddos is that the dog went to the farm.
Well, that's the joke of the
That's the
episode.
joke.
Yeah,
That's the joke.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening to RKS, everyone. Let us know what you thought about the show and the episode. Send us an email to captainspod@cinemasins.com. Once upon a time, we might do a mailbag episode. We have lots of thoughts for different types of episodes we're going to do. Join our lovely Discord as well. We have lovely people talking Trek. I started doing like a little Star Trek book club thing where I started telling people about the Star Trek book that I've been reading from the 90s that no one else has read. So if you want to hear me ramble about Star Trek books or just talk to other Star Trek people, it's discord.gg/cinemasins. And until next time, I'm Captain Ian and I am master of the Vibe Tubes.
I am Danae. Ambassador Danae, and I am also master of the Vibe Tubes.
Despite the increase in cheering, your presence is a comfort. Live long and prosper. Yes, I did. Two.
But
Two
I'm going
quotes.
but to quote Mariner, you might be master of the Vibe Tubes, but I'm going to find the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's what she says at the beginning. I'm going to find the fuck out.
I'm going to find the fuck out. Love that.
That was actually going to be a sin because I just that's a stupid use of the word fuck. But then I realized I'm not the gatekeeper to fuck, you know?
You're not the gatekeeper. You are the last person. You let all the fucks out. Your gates are wide open for the fucks.
It's not true.
It's true.
It's not fucking true.
Hello, Melanie Jean Mayfield joining us on YouTube.
Hello. Am I the only one who spotted Sam Elliott? He said he had to go. His wife thought he was at the buffet. And earlier he held a spear and marched the Starfleet guys up the stairs. I couldn't find the voice actor, but it was definitely Sam Elliott.
That would be amazing. If they buried Sam Elliott in this episode, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely missed. I like that it's Melanie Robot. Like you're a robot.
Robot.
It's pretty fun. Oh my gosh. We're at the end. We did it.
Did it. Another episode in the bag.
Look at that. And I've drank so much coffee that I have to take a break.
I need to pee so bad.
Okay, you go first.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, so you guys wanted to have a cat story earlier. I did leave some for the comment or for the outtakes, so you'll be able to hear some updates there. But the cat is very, very happy. I have been trained now. This morning was one of my favorite moments that's happened recently, which is that I'm trying to figure out if the cat understands English. Like, my dogs understand English. There are some words I could say right now that would perk them right up. They would come right up to me and be like, I know that word. I know what that word means. I know what's going to happen next. I'm very excited about that. One of them is CARROT, which, by the way, we've begun to spell because we can't say it. And they are learning to get excited about the spelling of that word. Anyway, my curiosity in having a cat has been, okay, well, does that mean that the cat can do that too? So I've been saying the word milk. And this morning, he was sitting in front of his food dish, which was already had food in it. He has water. He seems very happy. And he looks at me and he goes, meow, like that. And I was like, milk? And he goes, ow, like really loud. So he went from like, I'm going to tell you something small. And then when I said my trigger word, he responded with something loud, which I thought was him saying like, you got it. So I went and I got my goat milk out of the fridge. I shook it up and I poured it in there and he was like, meow, 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 and it was so happy. And I think that he actually knows the word milk now. There's not really a way to. The cat is getting bigger in the tummy region. Yes, Link.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, it's not cow milk. It's not cow milk. It is goat milk.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I get a can of goat milk every week. It costs me $5.50.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
And then I mix it with water and I keep it in a special container that I can screw the top on, and then it has like a little fold up thing that also screws into place. So it's really contained, which is nice. Shake it up, no spills. But the problem is that by the end of every week, the goat milk has somewhat solidified in the grooves of it is so hard to get that lid off. I'm just like, I have two lid problems going on right now. And I think I need to research how to solve this because I can't make my hands bigger. I can make them stronger, but I can't make them bigger.
Correct. You just get little like finger biceps.
So with the goat milk container, stronger, I can work on that and start doing some of those, like just those exercises, right? And get the little strength trainer.
Yeah.
But the other lid that I cannot open is a big lid, probably about like this. My hand. So
Just
I
too
have to
big.
like, and it is for pickles. And I want to get in the pickle jar, and I cannot get in the pickle jar. It's very annoying.
You need to eat pickles. Girls got to get her pickles.
I love pickles. Or gherkins, as you call them.
Gherkins. That's
What do you mean using duct tape?
Yeah,
That's very vague.
Yeah.
Try using duct tape. Like how?
So you can wrap it around like most of the way, and then pull on the duct tape to get better leverage because duct tape is so
But then
strong.
won't the lid get sticky?
Well, yeah, but it'll come off.
You can use a grip cloth or clean the lid every other. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. You
That
could
would work
clean it.
for the
You could
little
try
one.
being hygienic. Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up.
Have you thought about cleaning?
Yeah, duct tape on the lid might be interesting. I think I remember some sort of a device. It has a handle and then plastic sort of loop, a very floppy loop, and you can make the loop wider and you put it around and then you tighten it and then you can just use the handle to move it. So I
Because
think
the main thing is having a pivot point. Like when you're on top of it,
Yeah.
your pivot point is right on top, so there's no
Yeah.
leverage. But if you can get further away, you can apply more force. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, there have been now 4 occasions that I have just had to admit defeat and not have a pickle. And that is 4 too many.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's so sad.
That sucks.
I'm
That's
going to go to
worst
the
news of the
bathroom
day.
and then I'm
Yeah.
going to come back with a pickle jar so that you guys can see it.
Open it on stream. That'll be amazing. Let's have a look at some comments. What have we got? JCD, circling back to this. What was it? Because I can't remember. It's going to bug me now. But let me know what this was. I'd love to know. Yeah, I could do some Lord of the Rings. We're going to get through some comments first. I mean, it's right. It's just out of reach. It's right. It's right there. What else have we got? Oh, I like this question. Link, do you think we'll see the Boimler transporter clone again? My instinct is, yeah, I think he is going to come back. But maybe he'll be stuck in a parallel universe as well. I think there was a long-running conspiracy that he's working for Section 31, which would make sense. I would like that. Oh, it's Galron from the episode Rightful Heir. I like that episode. Man, I can't picture Galron saying that. It's a good one. It's a good pull. Good pull, JCD. I liked that one a lot. Forgetting about the show starting today and coming into that, exactly what I should have expected being talked about. That's fair. You got a shout out earlier, Eights. There was the return of Eights, you bitch. So you came in at the perfect time.
Okay, is this now a good time to show my pickle jar?
Yeah, show your pickle live on stream.
Okay, so here's my pickle jar.
Wait, what? That's not what I expected.
And then it's like this.
Wait. You've buried the lead on this. That's not a pickle jar.
Yes, it is.
No. You've bought a jar of pickles and you've transferred it to
A pickle
warp
jar.
core. So the idea is that you don't get your
My
fingers
favorite
wet.
part is the sound it makes. Can we talk about this?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You might want to kill the warp core, you know?
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Can you hear it?
I could hear it. Glug, 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 glug.
I love it so
It's like a rainfall.
Yeah. So it has. I took this off to clean it and can't get it back on, but it has like this.
I'm guessing it's so
filter.
that you can drink the pickle juice.
No, it's so that you can get your pickles without getting your fingers
No,
juicy.
it's to drink the pickle juice. That's what it is.
Like,
It
So
is a very large base.
once I get it open and then I turn it upside down so that the pickle juice falls like rain back onto the pickles.
Yeah.
And then it seals itself. Like it's like it's like it sits there and it just slowly all the air just I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Literally, some advice, like I used to work in the decorating business, and some advice is if you want to keep a tin of paint fresh is to turn it upside down so that the paint creates a seal around the lid. So yeah, that's a genuine thing. You're not getting into that. It's such a big lid.
my hand, I just can't.
I'm so sorry.
I want a pickle so bad.
It's just, they're right there taunting you.
It's just like there's just a couple left down there too.
I mean, what's interesting to me, gimme. What's interesting to me is that contraption doesn't work.
It does work.
Those pickles in there are still in pickle juice.
I'm using two hands. Get that.
That thing doesn't hold a full jar of pickle juice.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't, because I can see some pickle juice still on the pickles.
Oh, you mean
You've still got to get your fingers wet to get those pickles. There's still a risk.
well, at the very end, yes.
Yeah.
Although these pickles are this like the little gherkins. If I get the spears, then they're just like they're up and down.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I just grab
Yeah.
them. Trying with all my might.
This is the Danae tries to open a jar of pickles stream.
Oh my god.
Squeeze the jar between your thighs. Use both hands to
That's
open
what
the
I'm
lid.
doing.
Yeah.
Look, that's what I'm doing.
I think that's what she's doing. Yay! Woo! Eat a pickle directly into the mic.
Ah, can you all smell that?
Twix wants a pickle. That was a good crunch. I love a crunchy pickle. It's
Right?
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat them all.
Link. Just pickle juice
Yeah,
everywhere.
just like gushing pickle juice everywhere. Look at that.
So good.
That is the most. Did you get that at Costco or something?
No.
It's such an elaborate.
Well, or
pickle.
something. Like that's
Such an elaborate pickle apparatus.
I know. It takes up a lot of room in the fridge as well.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm guessing you don't like pickles, Melanie.
Maybe she's just maybe she's one of the aliens that doesn't like having food eaten in front of them.
Oh, that was a very sexual thing I just did. Sorry about that.
Eating the pickle. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a drink in front of you. So
Do it.
double the pleasure, double the
Slurpy,
fun.
slurpy. Ooh, I'm gonna join you.
Honestly, we have a very offensive show. I don't even like
do.
relish.
Oh, I love relish. Relish. This is something that is way more common in America than it is in England. A good like burger relish and hot dog relish. Ugh. So good.
Just a big, just everybody eating at the same time
Yes.
situation.
Hot
Love
dogs
it.
everywhere. Yeah. Oh.
Well, we had some Moopsie verses to get to. Nanites
yeah.
versus Moopsie. I mean, Moopsie's gonna starve because nanites don't have body like bones.
I think
so
it's the nanites. Yeah,
I think the nanites
win.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
And then
for
another
nanites
one,
to win.
same situation. It depends on what the icosagon thing. What is it? What's it called?
Icosahedron.
Icosahedron.
Yeah.
Icosahedron is
Yeah.
made out of. Is it a bone die? Because then Moopsie wins.
That's true.
Is it just a shape? Because then the shape wins because Moopsie would eventually starve.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any bones in there.
Here's a sin from Lloydie. Boimler survived the fall into a shallow snowdrift.
I was too busy laughing at the scream to care. Happy birthday, Lloydie!
Happy birthday, Lloydie!
59 today, sir. Happy birthday.
Oh, I have applause here. Way to age! Woo! I like how abrupt the applause ends.
Yeah.
It just fucking stops.
Done.
Question, do you guys think we will see Boimler transporter clone again?
Oh, I
forgot there was one.
I don't think you've seen that episode. That's why.
I think we've talked about it before because
We've mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you think we'll see it?
I think you will. Yeah, I answered this while you were away because I'm stupid.
Oh.
But yeah, I think we will. I think he will make a reappearance.
Why are you saying that's stupid?
Because I should have waited until you got back here to answer it.
Oh, I see.
Oh, we have more advice about pickle jars.
Oh, please go on.
Wrap a leather belt around the lid. This is way too much effort already. It's way too... You're asking for extra props. I can't. Pass it through the buckle without latching it. Pull back against the buckle so the belt is pulling together as it's... This is so much... This is so elaborate. I love it.
That does remind me, though, of the device that I was looking at. So,
Yeah, it's a similar... It's using similar physics,
yes,
I believe, to
I'll
that.
show. I'll
the
show
gadget
it
you're thinking
to
of.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show it. I'll show it to you. Let's take a look. Don't you dare close your eyes. What is that? What you're doing?
All your breathing is better.
Okay, so here's my options to solve this problem, and this is why you all come to the show. But the one that I was looking at it has like a strap, which is very. Oh well, I saw it earlier. I thought, what the fuck? Where did the strap one go? I literally just saw it a second ago, and then once I maybe it's all sold out. It's all sold out. This is why you don't take time. You just jump. Jar opener with straps.
Swing away comfort grip jar
There it
opener.
is. There it is. Look at that.
That
For-
is industrial. That is
For-
fucking
You see
industrial.
it? For weak hands.
Specifically for weak hands, amazing. I mean, it's the thing. My mum has weak wrists. She needs that.
For weak hands.
That's amazing.
Here's another one that's very similar. Like it's got those strappy things going on.
Here,
See?
weakling. This is for you.
I know. And there it is in action. You can kind of tug on it. That's what I was thinking I was going to have to do.
It's amazing.
Now it's
That's what you
confirmed
need.
because of the weak hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that smaller.
It's just for you,
Sorry.
weak hands. Just for you, Danae. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Here's one from Wandering. But also remember that Talin is on the Cerritos because she was not Vulcan enough and got kicked off. That's right. I forgot
If there
about
is
that.
one other episode I want you to watch and that we'll watch together for the show, one other episode of Lower Decks is Wage Douche.
I think we've seen it.
I don't think we have.
I've heard that so many times though.
We've mentioned it
Wage
so many
douche.
times. We have to watch it at some point. Wage Douche.
I'll just look. Wage do
W-E-J.
I got this. I got this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wage. Waj. What?
None of that is right. You're
Dutch
gonna be,
family wine and spirits.
You're going to get
Okay.
something you don't want to see.
Wage. Well, I mean that's why they called it the wage douche. Wage
Yeah.
douche. Oh, that's it. Wage douche.
Yeah, that's it.
Guide to wedging and dewaging your trucks.
Wow. De-wedging. De-wedging. Dewaging.
Dewaging.
How often does your truck get dewaged?
What is illegal in wedge and golf? These are really important
Wow, this
things
is
that we're
great.
learning here. Okay, so that's not it. Wage douche, lower decks. There we go. Did you mean wedge do wedge? Yes.
No, you didn't. What the fuck is this?
That was the number one thing. Did you mean wedge do wedge?
I think it's just desperately,
Lower decks. This
desperately
is it.
trying
We're on the right track
to
now.
help you. Yeah.
What effect would de-wedging the rear truck about? Yeah, this is still wedging.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is still not what we need.
Wage Dooge. Wayne Doog. Wayne Dog is a company that sells hunting accessories. Okay, lower decks. Oh, wait, I got it. Dumbest lower decks title to episode. Let's take a look here. I can't find it. Nope.
No.
Wage Dooge? Nope.
Wage.
Okay. Wage Dooge.
Wajar douche.
There it is.
Sounds like
Found
Klingon.
it.
There we go. You did it.
Dumbest episode, Wage Dooge.
I'm
got there.
so proud of you.
Look at
You
that.
did it. I think it's season 2. Yeah, season 2, episode 9. I'm certain we haven't done this one.
Okay. Well, I guess this is on the many things that we have to watch
Yeah,
list.
we have to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah. Why? Why is it so good?
It's a great episode. I don't want to spoil anything, but it gives you a valuable insight to Vulcans, Klingons, and yeah,
Oh.
it's really good.
Okay.
It's a really
Well,
good
you
one.
said 2 words I love, Vulcan Klingon, then
Right? I think you're gonna really like it.
Wait, was that the first episode? Like Mirror Mirror minus the evilness of the counterparts?
No. Oh wait, that was. Well, yeah, that was the first episode of this season. Yeah. They had the duplicates, the other Cerritos.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Dos Cerritos.
Yes. Yep. The more boring one. Not the prime timeline, but the whatever. Oh gosh.
The other time.
Well, we did it. We did it. We did it. Thanks for your flexibility,
thing.
everybody, because
Yeah.
we had so much work to get through yesterday. There was
Everything arrived Friday.
no way that we were going to be able to do the show and complete our objective to create content that you guys are enjoying. We encourage you, if you are a CinemaSins fan, as most of you guys are, and we appreciate that, to check us out on Patreon. You can actually do a test subscription there for our fan base there. And you get the content early. There's extra videos that only you get to see, like a breakdown of how we write our scripts. Every month, a few of the writers sit down and talk about a specific movie that they have done, like a script that they've written on. So that's kind of fun. We put out a blooper reel every month of the mistakes that you don't hear Jeremy make. That is really, really fun to listen to as well. We also ask you a question every month, and then we do a Boney Pod episode where all of the writers sit down and answer a question that you have asked us. And all of that happens at patreon.com/cinemasins. So I highly encourage you to check that out if you would like to see all of our work content a little bit earlier and extras. And then for specifically the Captain's Pod, the only place that you can catch us as a fan community, at least right now, is on discord.gg/cinemasins. And then you would join the Captain's Pod channel. So our Captain's Pod fan base exists inside the CinemaSins Discord. So you can find it there. Yes,
And
we will.
back to Friday next week, unless
We
anything
will
weird
be
happens.
returning. Yes, so it's kind of like if our work week is very busy, we will always have to push Captain's Pod somehow.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to record without a live show or try to go live on Saturday. We chose to go live today. So just for updates, last minute updates, especially last minute updates, you're going to want to watch Discord. That's the place where we communicate the fastest.
And even if you don't watch us on YouTube, if you go to the live part of the CSPN channel, it will tell you when this stream is scheduled.
Yes.
So that'll be the same for Twitch.
We immediately update the schedule for this show. So refresh and it should show you countdown, like Ian said, over at the CSPN on YouTube and then here on Twitch, wherever you guys are watching. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always email us. We are happy to chat with you. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend and a great beginning of November as we're heading into the holiday season. Wow. This year went by really fast.
Strange New World, Starfleet Academy Section 31. Yes, there is so much new Star Trek coming, kicking off in January onwards. Like, it's really, really fun.
And if you would like to take my place on the show for all of those new shows, send...
It's only the theme of the show. Like, I'm excited for Section 31 because that's going to be like going back to Picard, where it's like you have no idea. Like, this is fresh. You have no context for what this TV movie is going to be about. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We may have to do it in a couple of parts.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see how long see what the runtime is.
Yeah. But we do love creating content for you. And the best way you can show support is by sharing our show with one of your friends. And so please consider asking someone else to check us out, especially if they don't mind cursing, snarkiness, and obviously Star Trek.
And pickles.
Often pickles. But have a great weekend, guys. We will see you next time.
Pods long and prosping.
Did you just say